Hey guys, and welcome to my Breyerfest 2018 haul video. This is always my favorite part about Breyerfest, to share with you guys what I got at Breyerfest. And I just came back from the US yesterday and all my models again arrived safely in my suitcase, and I'm really glad about that. However, I'm going to split this video again in two parts just like last year. So this video will only be Breyer OFs, and the next video will include bodies, resins, and all the other stuff I got in the US. So make sure once you watch this video to check out that other video as well. So first of all, I got this brass head. I know my ring light is kind of annoying with the box, but every year it's the biggest task to bring a model in a box, because obviously it takes a lot of room in my suitcase, which I could fill with multiple other traditional horses. And always the boxes get like squished, so they aren't like super good afterwards. However, I always want to keep one of the celebration horses in box as a little memorial piece, if you want, like that, for Breyerfest. So I'm happy his box isn't too much damaged. You can kind of see the cardboard is kind of a little bit moving down here. Might be trying to open him to lift that up again, but overall I'm kind of happy that nothing is really damaged on the front of its box. And again, I got two of them, but one of them will be customized, so that one will be unpacked in my body haul video. Okay, so again, this is kind of my overview of all the models I got. I got 20 traditionals, but 3 of them are full, so that doesn't really count as 20 big traditionals like I used to buy the last couple years. So actually this year I bought less traditional models than I used to. So I kind of tried to organize them again. So this is the only model I got before Breyerfest. All of these are my Breyerfest special runs. These are kind of the models I got in trades or at the Clarion, as well as this one. And these are my after Breyerfest kind of models. Okay, so starting off with this guy. This guy is the only model I got before Breyerfest, because all the other models I got before Breyerfest stayed at Gabby's house and they shipped it to me, because if you didn't know already, I didn't go to Breyerfest with Gabby this year. So this model was a web special. His name is Rialto, I think that's the way how you pronounce it. And he was a web special earlier this year. And the lovely Stormy Strike was kind enough to sell him to me directly from Breyer, because she wasn't able to afford it. And I'm just super happy, because I love that mold and I really like the color, and it's the first mold I have on the Tortillas mold, and it's so freaking pretty. There are different kind of versions of him, because some of them are really darkish, sprayed with these little spots that you cannot see at all. There you go. But I'm actually quite happy that mine doesn't really have a lot of these. And he is really pink around his eyes and mouth, which I like a lot. Like, look at that eye, it's so freaking pretty. I absolutely love the way this one is painted, and I feel so lucky that I can own one. And again, Stormy Strike, thank you so much for doing this for me. Moving on to my first Breyerfest special runs. This year I got 5 special run tickets, and I never had so many special run times, which was insane for me. And I also went through the special run line at the end on Sunday without the tickets. So after all, I did 6 times the special run tent all by myself, which was kind of crazy in the heat. However, one of the special runs, or actually 2, were for Gabby. So I actually got her one surprise horse, the Mayan Foal, one of the Ruffians, I think it's the Palomino one or the Chestnut, I'm not quite sure anymore, and the Pam. I'm really bad about the names, so excuse me for that. I think this one is called Dead Heat. I got both versions, the Chestnut and the Palomino one. And I got these for my first special run time. This one along with the surprise horse, which ended up being the black one, which I liked it the least. So I traded that for a matte Appaloosa. So a lot of people will probably be mad about that, because the black one seems to be the most rarest, but I was just happy I could get rid of him, because I didn't like him at all. Anyways, I also decided to get, for my first 2 special runs, which I had on Friday, the Ruffian, because I thought you would get them by random. So I was hoping if I ended up with the 2 same color that I was able to trade them afterwards. But thank you so much to that amazing guy in the special online who actually asked people which color they wanted. And at first I thought the colors were like in different boxes, but they were actually random in the boxes. So that guy actually looked through all the models to get you the color you wanted. Anyways, so I'm quite happy that I got both colors that I wanted. I actually like the chestnut version the most in the beginning in the pictures, and this one is actually really, really pretty. I love the markings, and I just realized it's got this little tiny spot over here, which is kind of really cute. However, I was really, really surprised that it is a stallion and that it has such big balls. I'm sorry about saying this out loud in this video. This is like kids related, but I was a little shocked that Breyer did such an overwhelming job on these. But anyways, this is the Palomino. It looks way lighter in the video right now because of my ring light, but it is so pretty, and I absolutely love the blue eyes. They are so freaking pretty, and I think this color suits the model so well. Also the mane and tail, which is also really hard to see, they're kind of pearlish colored, so they are shiny in real life. So yeah, this is just really cool, and I like this one a lot better than the chestnut version. Okay, so for my second special run time on Friday, I got another Ruffian, which you saw earlier, and then I got this Pam, because I actually wanted to get the Ruffian and the surprise one, but I was too far back in line to get the surprise model. So I ended up with Sarah Rose, I think that's her name, and this one turned out to be a glossy, and I'm so freaking overwhelmed because I'm usually not that lucky with glossy models, especially not for surprise models, but I was lucky enough to get a glossy Pam, and I'm a really big fan of glossies, so I'm really happy I got one. And I think this one is actually super nice with all the depths. I'm really lucky with really good painted models. So I always get lucky to get one that is really nicely painted. And as you can see, I think the depths are so nicely done on this model. It is not perfectly faded out, but I think it is just so pretty. And then I got a matte version as well for someone. And I compared these two. And I think the glossy one looks so much nicer. However, I think both are super pretty, and I didn't think I would like that mold so much, but she's just so freaking pretty. Then for my third special run time, which I had on Saturday, I finally was able to get this amazing guy, because he sold out every time I was in the special run line before, and I didn't think he would sell out that fast, because I kind of felt like the Pam, the Sierra Rose model, would be more famous or popular. However, this guy was always sold out, and he was sold out on Sunday as well, so all of them were sold at Breyerfest. But I totally understand, because this one was my favorite special runs of them all, and I think his color is just so freaking cool. I think Breyer did an amazing job on the pattern. Just, they are so nicely and crispy done. It's just, I love it, and he's just so pretty, and I'm really happy I got one, because a lot of people wanted him, and since he sold out so fast, they weren't able to get one. But I think this mold is just stunning, and they did an amazing job on him. Also about the genders, kinda, this year, this guy is actually a mare, which surprised me a lot as well. So the Ruffian is a stallion, and this girl is a mare, and she's amazing. My absolutely favorite Breyerfest special run from this year. Okay, so in that same special run time, I got one of the surprise horses, and it turned out to be the decorator, and I couldn't be happier. I loved this guy when I first saw him. As you all know, I'm a big fantasy and decorator fan, and this guy is just so freaking stunning. I absolutely love the color of him, and I think it's so freaking cool that Breyer did realistic eyes on him. He looks kind of like there are a lot of white spots. This is just dust, guys. But I think it's so cool that they did realistic eyes on a decorator model and not just a black point. So I think that's so freaking cool that his eye actually is kind of reddish as well, which you can't see. But it's so cool. But obviously the coolest part about it is the mane and the tail. What's the other way around? But because the mane and the tail is translucent, as you may or may not can see, which is so freaking cool. So it actually looks like it would be fire. And I also love that the base, which is translucent as well, is painted black. So overall, this has like a super cool fire lava look, and I absolutely love it. And it has a little bit of shiny look, and I saw a couple glossy ones, but to be honest, I feel like this model isn't a big difference in glossy or matte, because he is shiny in both finishing, so I wasn't crazy about getting a glossy one, and I'm just really happy that I got the matte version, and he is so stunning and I absolutely love him. Okay, and then for my last special on time on Sunday, I got the matte in full, and I wasn't quite sure about getting them at first, but I actually got them for Gabby first, and then I was like, because I unpacked them to make sure they're okay, and they're actually really, really pretty. So I got them for me on Sunday when I went to the special online without a ticket, and because they were still left over. And actually this year you were able to pick up 4 special runs, and the last couple of years you were only able to get 2 special runs at the end on Sunday. But I just ended up getting her and a Pam for another person. But yeah, anyways, so this one is actually really, really nice. I just really like the mold. I'm not really crazy about the color. I kind of like her color, but to be honest, I don't like the color at all of the full, because it's just so freaking plain black. But the full is really adorable. I just like the pose, and I'm quite happy that this one has actually a really decent eye, because Erica's guy, the eye looked like it would be melting. So he's actually really cute with his 2 colored eyes. And overall, I mean, the markings are just really, really pretty, and the full is in general really pretty. But again, the color is just a little too plain. But still, I think they are a really, really cute pair, and I'm really happy that I got them. And then last, but certainly not least, for my special on times, I got a glossy surprise one. And this was, in fact, a really big surprise for me, because, okay, this is gonna be a really long story, but I'm trying to tell it as fast as possible. So for all the special runs, I liked the Appaloosa obviously the most. So when I first got the black, I traded it for the matte Appaloosa, and I also wanted to get Gabby surprise one. So she asked for the matte Appaloosa as well, because she liked the Appaloosa the most. So I got the matte Appaloosa on Friday, and then I went to the special line on Sunday, and I opened up the bag and I saw an Appaloosa, and I was like, okay, great. So I've got 2 matte Appaloosas, one for me, one for Gabby. So when I was going home to Erica's place and we unpacked all my horses, I finally got to unpack him out of the bubble wrap, and I then just realized it's a glossy one, which really, really surprised me, because in all the years that I went to Breyerfest, I never ever pulled a glossy one. So this is the first model in 4 years that I got it, which is glossy, and I mean, it's the Appaloosa that I obviously like the most, and I'm super, super happy about it. He has some flaws, but I think overall I'm just really happy that I got the glossy one, and it looks just so freaking stunning, don't you agree? Also, I kind of wonder why they did the print like kind of on the chest area, not really in the middle of the belly. But however, he's so nicely done, and I absolutely love the details on him, because his spots are like fading in different colors. So some are lighter, some are darker. And I think the eye or the head details is so amazing, because I love the blaze that is going over its nose and mouth. And I just love this guy, and he's so freaking pretty and so amazing and glossy. And I'm just so happy and overwhelmed, and it was the best surprise for Breyerfest for me. Okay, so then I have another little story for you guys, because if you counted, I had 1 special run slot left, which was a surprise one that I got on Sunday. However, I really liked that Palomino splash, and I really wanted that as well. So I had like a chance to get all the 3 special run like surprise ones I wanted. However, on Sunday, I saw in a Facebook group that someone wanted to trade these guys, and I wanted these guys so freaking badly, because I didn't see a single pair of them for sale at the Clarion, and I whenever they came out, I was so sad that I wasn't able to get one. So that person wanted to trade for a black matte surprise horse. So I told her that I got one on Friday, but I wasn't quite sure if I would get one on Sunday as well, because I only had 1 special run time left. So I was actually lucky enough to get a black matte surprise horse, which I then traded in full for these two guys. They came inbox, new inbox with the certification and all that stuff. And yeah, therefore I wasn't able to get the third surprise horse that I wanted. So I only ended up with 2 surprise horses, but that's totally fine. If I really want to, I might just gonna buy the Splash Palomino second hand. But I'm so happy that I got these 2 guys in a trade, because let me tell you, they are absolutely stunning. I mean, their paint job is just flawless. All these details, they are so nicely done, and I think Breyer did an amazing job on them. And yeah, I'm just really happy that I got a pair, because just like I said earlier, I didn't see a single one for sale at Breyerfest, which really surprised me a lot, because they just came out last year. But I feel like a lot of people just hold on to them because obviously they are so freaking pretty. However, I saw one pair actually for sale at the swap meet, but they were like $280, and I wasn't willing to pay that, especially because both of them had some flaws. However, these are really nice, and yeah, I'm just really happy, because look at that little face, look at all the details, the color is so nicely fading. I'm just, yeah, really happy that I ended up with one of these, because this was my main models, or the pair that I wanted to get at Breyerfest, and I was devastated that I didn't see them at all at the Clarion, and I was really close to just buy them at the swap meet, because I just really wanted them. And yeah, I'm so glad everything turned out perfectly at the end, and that they ended up with these 2 guys at the end. So thanks again to that girl for trading these. Moving on to the models I got at the Clarion this year, which are just a few. So this is really crazy, because the last years, all like the main horses I got at Breyerfest, I got them at the Clarion. But to be honest, the Clarion was just kind of dead this year. So we arrived on Wednesday evening night. So the first actually day at the Clarion for us was on Thursday, and I felt like a lot of people, because none was happening, already got a lot of model on Wednesday night. So I actually didn't really do a lot of Clarion shopping, and I didn't really end up with all the ones I wanted, and I think I just went through all the rooms on Saturday, so I didn't get to go through all the rooms on the other days. However, this guy was kind of a Clarion buy, because I got him on Thursday from someone on Instagram who messaged me and was like, hey, I know you're looking for this one, and I really want to sell it because I want to get a grail or whatever. So she sold this one for me really cheap for $85, I think it was. So that was really nice, and it was really hectic for me, because I had to work on Thursday as a volunteer, and we were running really late, because Breyer kind of lost the tables for us to build up. So I was really late, and I just got straight from work to McDonald's, got food, and then got in the line for the Artisan Gallery. So I was eating in the line, super stressed out, and then this girl came up and sold me this model, so I had to eat, then pay her per PayPal, and buy a model in the line, and oh my god, it was so stressful. But it was so worth it, because I wanted this guy for a while, and he actually came with some ribbons, because he plays at some shows, and yeah, he's really pretty. I like his really unique markings, and I always thought he would be cute to go along with Milky Way, who was another web special from a couple years ago, but I didn't get to buy her yet. But yeah, I think it actually says, yeah, Juniper, that is from 2016, a web special, if my camera would focus. There you go. So yeah, he is really cute, and the first model I have on the flash mold, and yeah, really happy that I got him. Okay, so then on, I think it was Friday, I got this guy, and I've been looking through the rooms on Thursday to see all the ones they had, because I really wanted this Spanish riding school set, and they were all about $80 to $100, and they were, I think this one was $65 in one of the rooms. So I actually wrote down all the rooms where I saw this set. And then I went back to that one room where these were sold for $65 on Friday, and it was about 10-ish, 10:30, I'm not quite sure. And the room was closed, and I was devastated. I thought they would probably sell the next day, but when we got back from the park on Friday, I went after, I think, the Instagram meet, straight to the room, and it was actually there, and I had a really nice conversation with the woman selling it. and I actually got to talk it down to 55, I think. And yeah, this is just an absolutely stunning set. And as you may or may not know, I went to the Spanish writing school in Vienna for my birthday, so this was a really special piece for me because I just really liked it, and it kind of reminds me of my time at the Spanish writing school, which was absolutely amazing. So if you ever get the chance to go, you absolutely should go. However, this was the hardest task for me to get this, because as you can see, it's like freaking giant. It's bigger than a normal Breyer traditional box, to get this in my suitcase. So I thought it would fit in my carry-on, but it didn't at first. So I had to kind of squeeze it in, and then it filled out my carry-on perfectly. So you actually can open this out like a book. And then there is another ton of information that I didn't even read yet about the Spanish writing school. And then you have this amazing set right here, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I love the background, which is the writing arena at the Spanish writing school, and I love the tech. I'm not a big fan of vintage molds, but I think this suits actually really well. And this is maybe really hard to see, but you actually can see that there are like some spots around the mouth area, so he isn't super plain, he is actually really detailed, and as you can see really shiny as well. I love the tag, and I absolutely love the doll as well, because they did an amazing job to do the perfect traditional clothing they are wearing. The Breiter, how we say it in German. And then you can see this little paper thing in the back, which is the certification, because it is limited to a specific amount, which I'm not quite sure. So yeah, this is so freaking cool, and I'm really trying to display it as best as I can on top of one of my cabinets. But yeah, I'm just really happy that I got them. So then I actually planned on getting a bunch of unicorns in traditional scale this year at Breyerfest, but I just went home with this mare and foal and one stallion, which you kind of can see down there. But anyways, I got these on Saturday. That was our last day at Breyerfest, or at the Clarion. We went to Breyerfest on Sunday, but went home. So this was the last day for us at the Clarion. So I wanted to spend some of my money, because I didn't really do any Clarion shopping, and I only got that Spanish writing school set. So I actually saw these guys at the swap meet, or just the mare, who was $30, and the foal was in the body box because it was missing the horn. But I didn't plan on showing them, but I really wanted just a nice pair. So I went through the rooms, and I actually ended up seeing them in one of the rooms, new in box, and I think it was marked about 55 or 60. I tried to talk it down, but she was like, yeah, this is already the reduced price for Saturday evening. So I just went for it and bought it the way, or the price it was marked. And I think they are really pretty. The color is really special, as you can see, really pearly and shiny, and really colorful as well. And then I of course had to get a stallion, and I saw actually the sham mold, which I think is supposed to be the stallion for this mare and foal, in some of the rooms, but I didn't run into one on Saturday. I don't know if they all sold, or I just missed the rooms. However, I saw this guy in one of the rooms, and I didn't see him before, and I really liked him, so I got him for about $60 to $50 as well. I'm actually not quite sure what I spent on him. But he is really nicely done. He's got some really nice dapples. Yeah, I like the polish fading on the end of the tail. And yeah, he's just really pretty. He doesn't really go along well with the mare and foal. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get more unicorns next year at Breyerfest. So this is like a process, because I didn't get any silvers this year for my conger. So I'm trying to collect all the unicorns. So this is kind of the start for my unicorn collection, and I hope I can yeah, get more the next couple of years at Breyerfest. Okay, last but not least, these are the models that I got after Breyerfest. So I got this guy in a trade for like half of the Jupiter resin that I did, and I actually really want to get him anyways, and I got him new in box, so it was just kind of like getting him new after all. So I'm really glad I could trade for him, and this is the first mold I have on the newsworthy mold. And yeah, I think he's just really pretty. I didn't really end up with like a super nicely done one. As you can see, the spots aren't too perfect, but again, I'm not planning on showing him anyways, and I think it's just a really lovely mold, and I really prefer the open mane version rather than the braided version. And I actually got to meet him at Breyerfest, and like the real easy to spot model And I think that pony is just really adorable, and I'm kind of happy that I got one kind of at Breyerfest or afterwards. However, I didn't get to do the meet and greet or signing thing because I wanted to try it once last year for the celebration model, and you had to wait so long and it wasn't just worth it for me. So yeah, I just got to meet him and then got the model afterwards. Then I ended up getting a rain mold in a trade as well. I'm not even quite sure what I traded for her, but I'm so happy that I got one because this mold is just absolutely stunning. It's so underestimated, I think, and it just has this super lovely and unique movement, and she's just so pretty. I know a lot of people got crazy on Instagram that I got one because she's kind of hard to find, I think. I don't know. However, she's so freaking pretty. Look at that blue eye, look at all the details. I absolutely love her. And I need, of course, a spirit one as well to go along with her. But actually, I really want to conquer this mold now because I love the Appaloosa, which is called Lioness on this mold, which was like live show special thing, which like 25 made or something. So she's going for a lot, but she's actually one of my grails to get. So I'm actually thinking about conquering this mold because I feel like there are only like 5 models on this mold. So yeah, I'll try to get more on this mold the next couple of years. And what I really like is that, which is really hard to see, there's like this stamp right here, which I think is only on the Rain mold because it's for the Spirit movie. So it's obviously only on the Rain and the Spirit mold, but I think it's not on all the other releases on this mold. And it actually says somewhere, there it is, DreamWorks, which is really cool as well, along with Breyer, of course. So, oh, she came out in 2002. That's been a while. So yeah, she's just really pretty, and I like her, and I think there is a high risk for me to conquer this mold. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is my volunteer model, because as I told you in my Breyerfest information video, I've been a volunteer this year at Breyerfest, and I got this fancy little name tag and 2 amazing t-shirts, and I absolutely love that it says Germany on here, and all the other name tags were just saying the state. So it was kind of cool because a lot of people kind of guessed that I'm from Germany by my accent, but actually I talked to this one woman who was like, oh, you're from Germany? And I'm like, yeah. So she actually saw that on my name tag, and I was like, how did you know? By my accent? And she was like, no, I was just reading your name tag. And I was like, oh yeah, that's smart. But anyways, after all, it was an amazing experience for me to become a volunteer this year, and I feel really lucky that I got picked this year. And I actually was working in the diorama area. That means when you picked up or took your diorama to the diorama contest at Breyerfest, it was like in that entrance building where the Kentucky Horse Park gift shop is located as well. So it was really nice to work there because everything was cool and relaxed and silent, and I had a lot of fun, and I met so many amazing people through volunteering. And yeah, it was so much fun, so I cannot wait to do it again next year, hopefully, if I get picked. So, as some of you may know, this is the model that you got when you volunteered this year, and I kinda shocked because, as you may or may not know, I'm not a big drafter fan, so I actually planned on selling this guy to afford my whole Breyerfest trip. However, this guy kinda grew on me, to be honest, because of multiple reasons. First of all, this was my first year volunteering, so this is kind of a special piece that you get for volunteering, because after all, you spend some precious time that you can enjoy at Breyerfest to work at Breyerfest. Also, the Othello mode is kind of special to me because the first Breyer traditional I ever owned was Sir Oliver, which was on the Othello mode. Yeah, I just kind of decided to keep this guy because I also won the costume contest this year, so I'll include a picture of my costume, and I got a glossy celebration model for that, and I sold that celebration model. So I've got money to afford for my trip next year to Breyerfest, so I didn't have to sell this model to afford my trip next year. So I actually decided to keep this guy because also they were going for such a crazy price of $1,000, and I think that's the most a volunteer model ever was sold for. But I think I kind of can understand because This mold is just so pretty, and you may or may not can see it. He's like slightly dappled over here, and Breyer did a really amazing job. He has got some really cute markings, and it actually says Breyerfest 2018 on his belly, and yeah, he's just really nicely done. However, I'm a little disappointed because these guys were kind of forgotten at the Breyer company, so they had to ship them to Breyerfest with express shipping or whatever. That's the reason why no one saw the volunteer model on Friday, because they usually show the volunteer model on Friday at the open show for people judging at the open show. But they didn't, and the reason for that was because they forgot the models at the company, so they were still at Breyer headquarters, so they had to ship them. And I feel like that wasn't the best for the models, because when I first got my model, it had a big drop on its ear, because actually the whole ear was out of the bubble wrap, because they were all in this giant box, and I feel like if they would have moved them in like a truck or whatever, they wouldn't be that thrown around or whatever like they were going through by shipping. So I think they had a rough time because they were shipped, I feel like, and I think they would turn out not nicely when they were transported in a truck to Breyerfest like they were supposed to be. However, I traded that one that I got with the wrap, and this one had a better ear. However, it was completely bended, so I just bent it into the right direction. And I just had to realize when I got to Erica's place that it had a wrap on its other ear, because this ear was puking out of the bubble wrap, which kind of annoyed me. Yeah, but I didn't want to exchange it again and again, so I can fix that ear up very easily. But after all, I think it's kind of sad because it's such a nice model, and a lot of people had problems with him, so they actually had to exchange theirs. So I think it's kind of sad, but I feel like Breyer learned from their mistake, and they will have the model available at Breyerfest next year, and won't forget them again. And I hope you kind of understood what I was trying to say. So I feel like shipping kind of got them mixed up and was the reason why a lot of them were wrapped. Yeah, I hope that the model for next year will have a safer trip. And yeah, he's so pretty. So I'm really glad I decided to keep him, because actually a lot of people messaged me because they wanted to buy one. Yeah, this is a really precious piece for me now in my collection, and I'll keep it as long as possible. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you for my OF Breyerfest haul video are these stablemates. And to be honest, I'm not really into stablemates, but when I first saw these guys coming out, I couldn't resist, and I wanted them, of course, all, because they are all freaking amazing unicorns. So, because they are only at flagship dealers, and Eric and I went to some of the stores and I never found them, I decided to just go for it and buy a whole box of them. So thanks again for Painted Pony Studios for selling me the whole box of unicorns. So I actually ended up getting 3 of each color, and then I got 4 from the drafters. I got 3 from each of the Arabians, and I gave 1 to a friend as a gift. And I left 2 of the drafters for Erica as a gift, and then I actually got 1, this yellow one of the Aurora ones at the Kentucky Horse Park, because when I volunteered on Thursday, people got these at the Kentucky Horse Park because there was a freaking big ball full of them. So they went through them and they were quite sure that it would be the Alborozo, and it turned out to be the Aurora, and they didn't want that one, so they just gave me that one for free. And of course I took it because it's a freaking unicorn. So anyways, I later on went on Thursday through the Kentucky Horse Park gift shop again, and they put out a new box. So I went through them and I ended up getting 3 Alborozos, none of them the black one. But they are absolutely amazing. I love the Alborozo mold, and I think it's kind of really popular at the moment. So seeing all these pictures kind of want me to get the traditional version as well. But I think it's super nice that Breyer actually got them as stablemates, because this is such a stunning model. and I'm quite happy that I got so many of them. Of course, some of them will stay as unicorns and in the original version, but I might just gonna end up customizing some of them. I'm not quite sure about that yet. Okay, about this special one, which is really bluish. It's not plain black. Again, this is just dust. It kind of looks like it. There are a ton of rocks on there, but it's just dust. So, in the box I bought from Painted Pony Studios, I got this black guy, which is the surprise one, which is going for freaking $200 on eBay and such, which is kind of insane. But he is really, really adorable. And a little funny story about that is that when I got this box on Friday, we opened it on Friday evening, me, Erica, and her sister. Yeah, I just gave everyone like one package and we were going through all of them. And while Erica's sister wanted to ask which kind of different models are in there or whatever, she unpacked this guy, and Erica and I, we were freaking out. And the lovely Carly didn't even know why, because she didn't know this one was the surprise special one. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm really happy that I got one. I feel very lucky that I got one, and I will definitely not sell it, and I will keep it and treasure this in my collection. And yeah, he's just very lovely, and I would tell you all to get one. But go out there and try to find one rather than buying one. Yeah, so that's it for my Breyerfest 2018 haul video OF collection. I will now record the video where I show you all the resins I got, so make sure to check that out right here and subscribe right there. And thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will hopefully see you very soon. Bye!